Hello class, this is your teacher Mr. McDougall with your final project in Unit 1 Getting Started, where we are going to research some video career opportunities. So this trimester heavily focuses on video and videography. So before we actually dive into it, let's do a little bit of research on what potential styles of photography and videography we might find, so we can look up here. So what you're going to do is you're going to fill out this Google Doc form right here. So click on this one, that'll say your name and classwork, and you're going to fill this out right here. So you're going to look up 3 of the styles that I've listed right here. So these are a few of many different kinds of styles you can do in videography. So there's documentary filmmaking, promotional or commercial, TV and film. Maybe you want to do movies. Maybe you want to create tutorials for businesses. Maybe you want to do something like wedding or event photography or videography, which I do a lot of. Maybe get into YouTube and editing, or maybe look into getting your drone license, or maybe some VR. So there's a few suggestions. There's obviously a lot more than this, but I want to narrow it down to some of these more common ones. So you're not going to research every single one of them. I want you to just choose 3. So pick 3 out of these, and you're going to start doing some research on the 3 that you've chosen, and give me some information and some details about what it's like, what you might think that job would be like, and some companies that will be hiring. So maybe you pick one like promotional or commercial. Maybe you want to do some commercials or corporate photography. So that's what you would type right here. So option 1, whatever your first choice is, type that in right here, promotional or commercial, and do the same thing for each one. Option 2 there, option 3 there, and then each option you're going to answer these same 3 or these same questions for each one. So this first part is in complete sentences, give me some details about this particular career. So I want you to do some research, so you can Google search some commercial videography jobs or careers or things like that. I've also posted some links here on the assignment. If you go back to the assignment, there's a couple of links here to Glassdoor, Monster, and Indeed. These are common job search websites. You do not need to create a sign-in or a login for any of these. You can just use these to browse information. So please do not feel the need to sign up if you don't want to. You can if you want to. If you're in the job market and you are looking, feel free to create a sign-in and a login, but you don't have to. So you can just kind of browse. So these are all the most popular job search websites: Indeed, Monster, and Glassdoor. You might need to do these verify your human things sometimes, but that's okay. And you can just kind of search some of these options right here. Here's a digital content producer. You can also search right here in the search one. You can search videography. Maybe I'm going to search film crew or something like that. Netflix coordinator. I'm going to look up these kinds of jobs and try to figure out what sounds interesting. So this will take you time. Do some research. What you're going to put here is details about the job that sound exciting. So this is where you're going to put like, oh, it sounds really cool because I get to travel the world. Maybe you do a corporate gig and they send you all over the world to shoot their commercials. That might be cool. So 3 things that sound really exciting about the job that make you look forward to it. And then this one, you're going to put 3 things that sound challenging. Not that they sound bad, but they just sound challenging. Like it might be a little bit difficult for you. Like maybe you find one like this, like a multimedia content creator. This is in Covina, not too far. It sounds really good. Sounds like good paying. Maybe you're familiar with some of these things, you know, lighting, graphics, some of that stuff. But then there might be things that are challenging, like your qualifications. See if you meet all these qualifications. This one is a Christian company, reason to believe, so it says you must be a committed Christian for this. So maybe that's challenging for you. Maybe you don't share the same religious beliefs. That's okay. Or maybe you find commercial videography for a company that you're not familiar with, like a automotive garage or something. Maybe there's a mechanic shop that needs videography and you don't really know cars very well. So that might be something that's challenging for you. So try to find at least 3 potential challenges in the career. Again, write them in full sentences. And then I want you to find the annual salary range for this career. Not per hour. Don't put per hour, like whatever the hourly rate is. So don't put $20 an hour. Find out what the salary is. This one says per day, so that's not what I want to find. I don't want to know what the per day is. So you want to find something that has a salary to it. So we're going to keep looking. These are all per hour right here. Let's look up something, shall we? Let's look up videographer. May need to do this a couple of times. That's okay. Let's see what we got. Here's a live Broadcaster technician, that sounds really cool. This is where you can look up the job type, what are the shifts, maybe weekends as needed. Maybe that's a plus or a downside for you. Maybe you're not good with weekends, and this is where you can kind of look up details of what they'll do, and this is going to help you fill in all that information on the things that sound cool or not so cool. The salary would be something like this, the per year option. So this says 80 to 85 per year. That's what you would put for annual salary range right here, not something that's per hour. And this is where you can find, again, companies currently hiring for this position. So if you find something that's the corporate gig, maybe like this, maybe this one, cinematography specialist, that might be really cool. Production coordinator. There's a lot here. So maybe you want to find this one. You could put this reasons to believe. Maybe this does match you. Maybe this is one that you really like that you want to go with. And you would put that right here. Write at least 2 companies that are hiring for a position like this or a similar position to do corporate or commercial photography. And then in this part, I want a paragraph on your overall thoughts. So what do you think about it? Based on the pros and the cons and the pay and who's hiring, what are your thoughts about it? Do you feel like this would be a good fit for you? Does it feel something you at least want to try? Or maybe you're scared by it and you're like, you know what, after researching it, I don't think this would be a good option. It sounds too challenging. But whatever your honest opinions are, that's what you would put right here. And this one is where you would put your sources. So this is the only part of the assignment that you can copy paste is right here where it says sources. So if you find one that you like, let's say you like this job for this multimedia content creator, you can come up here and copy the link, and that's what you would put here. So the links, you would put the links to wherever you found this information. If you found a job link right here, or if you found another website that's talking about annual salaries for YouTubers or something like that, that's where you would put the link. What you cannot put for the link or sources, you cannot just put something with wiki or Wikipedia. You cannot put that. You can also not put the word Google. You cannot just put Google. That is not a source. That is a search engine. Google is where you go to find your sources. So if you just type in the word Google or have a link that says google.com or something like that, that will not count as a proper source. You need to actually copy paste a legitimate link where you found the information. So you'll do that 3 times for 3 of these styles right here. So this will be your first one, and then your second one, you'll do the exact same thing. Tell me the pros, the cons, the money, who's hiring, what your thoughts are about it, and the sources that you found. And then lastly, at the very end, you will fill in this last box right here of your overall thoughts about the whole thing. So this says, again, in a paragraph form, so at least 4 to 5 sentences right here, of the 3 careers that you found or researched, which ones are the most interesting to you and why? So maybe you researched 3 and maybe some were surprising. Maybe overall you looked up wedding and event and that became the most interesting. You go, you know what? Wedding and event surprisingly was my favorite one, and here's why. Here's reasons A, B, and C on why. Or maybe TV and film, or whichever one you look up. This last box, tell me which one was your favorite in a nice organized paragraph on your honest opinions about it. What drew you to it? Was it the money? Was it the hours? Was it the companies that were hiring because you agree with those companies? What is it about it that you really love? Okay, so this Google Doc is already attached to the assignment. So all you have to do is complete this entire doc, put your name, your period, fill out all of these boxes right here, including the final one. Once you have completed the entire thing, then you can just click turn in over here on the assignment because that will have completed it. Okay, you can do this. You must do this on your own, but you can also do it from any computer. This is a Google Doc, so it doesn't have to be accessed from our classroom computers. You can access it from any computer or Chromebook that you sign into here. Okay, so have fun and let me know if you have any questions.